Ravi Gururaj.
She was going to ask me to do the hula. I will, thank you for sparing me that indignity. First off, before I say anything, a huge congratulations to the 9 teams. It was an excellent set of presentations. I think lots of diversity, lots of passion there across all the teams, and clearly there's a huge validation for the work Citrix has been doing with the Innovators program. I think, a big round of applause for all of them. One more. Second to the Citrix team as well. I met with them, I think, 7 months ago maybe, when we first started to talk about putting this together, John, and bringing it to Bangalore. And, we kind of committed to helping to the extent we can. And, you guys have done a tremendous job. Charles, Charu, Rakesh, and John. I know there's others involved that I'm probably not naming. I was on at least 4 of the calls. Apologies, I was not able to join all the calls, but and I think the teams were sufficiently grilled on every call, and I could see the feedback, and sometimes I would also cringe, sitting remotely and watching the teams having to answer really tough questions. But I hope that made all the teams much sharper in their focus, and I think that's the key. In the way you're running the program here is the customer centricity, and that's, I think, so important, so important. I mean, there's a lot of capital flowing around, there's a lot of talent, and all of that can go down the tube if you don't have that customer orientation up front and really get that right. And I think that's the key element that I think this program is really driving home, and I hope others pay attention to that and learn from you all, because I think there's something to really be shared with the ecosystem there in how you're trying to do that. That was kind of the high level acknowledgements I wanted to put in place. But I think more important is Citrix has been a trendsetter. It always has been a company that is an amalgam of many companies. As we well know, Citrix in India itself was started at Netscaler and several other acquisitions, and Citrix in the US is an amalgam similarly of many companies, and that's actually the strength of Citrix. I think is the fact that the culture involves so many folks up and down the chain, so to say, that have come in from different acquisitions, different cultures, but still find a home at Citrix, right? And bring teams together, bring products together. And I think that's that cultural diversity, both in the way folks think, the products, and even the methodologies and all of that, right? Is I think a unique value prop. And I know from being on the CTO office for those 3 years, there was so much depth in the leadership there. And just the number of years of experience, the number of war battles that people have been through, and I think very rarely will a company actually have that kind of asset available. And I think that has given rise to the Accelerator program in some sense, because I think clearly there's a synergy in being able to tap into that kind of talent. And I think I talked to CEOs and VPs and all of that, different companies. In fact, tomorrow I meet a couple of Fortune 500 companies that are also looking to set up accelerators. And I always tell them, go take a look at what Citrix is doing, because they've been at it for at least 3-4 cycles more than anybody else, and they were one of the early trendsetters in understanding the value of both bringing outside and inside together, right? In some sense, and that's a unique formula. Even in the Indian corporate accelerator ecosystem, you have seamlessly blended external teams with internal teams. And I hope that really succeeds, and I think it's starting to grow, that you've been able to do that successfully already in this first batch. I would strongly encourage that we go further with that approach, because I think there's a lot of value for both the internal teams and the external teams. There's lots of learning both ways. And I think the ecosystem will benefit a lot from having that hybrid approach. I think that's very important, along with this customer centricity, right? Finally, I'd say, would love to see next year, and I'm committing to helping Citrix more women entrepreneurs, maybe, and a couple of other areas where we can bring in, some technologies that are more India-centric, but very, maybe even strategically aligned, maybe something like Aadhaar, which is the identity project we have here in India. So if we can find a way, because Citrix has great domain expertise in that area too, and it would be very interesting to see if there's some combinations there that can be built that would benefit, be a win-win situation. So those are two areas where I'll commit to helping to the extent we can from the NASSCOM side to bring more to the table here. But congratulations! I didn't want to take any more time, other than to say it's a fantastic time to be innovating from inside the company. Every dimension of society is looking to figure out how to innovate. As I walked into the hotel here, just literally a few minutes before I came here, I ran into the IT Minister of Telangana. He just happened to be there, in the elevator as I walked up, and he started telling me about his tea hub in Hyderabad, right, where they've set aside a whole bunch of space, and the IT secretary was there too, and so government is always at it. Every time I talk to corporates, literally, like I said, whether it's the large platform players like the Googles, the Intels, but even more than that now, I met with the CEO of Lowe's, the VP of Corporate Innovation at the Limited Brands, which is really Victoria's Secret and all of that, and they're all looking to set up corporate accelerators of some kind or the other. And so there's to Rakesh's earlier point of wanting to partner, and I think John said it too, to partner more deeply, lots of opportunities there. At NASSCOM, we started a NASSCOM industry partner program, and initially I said we cap it at 10. We got so much demand, we actually took it to 20. And we've capped it at 20 as the first year program, and we literally have many more dozens wanting to join and partner with us. But we will expand that in the future. But it's kind of a gauge of the interest level, and so I think there should be no shortage of partners, both in the venture capital community. I think you all at Citrix could bring the enterprise dimension to it. Very few of our venture capitalists here really have huge depth on enterprise. There are a few, I'm not saying none, but I think that's an area where you could bring a lot of expertise to the table and a lot of value. And so there are partnership opportunities there clearly, even with the angel groups. They would value a set of mentors coming from Citrix that could give them a set of insights on not just the companies you're working with, but even companies they're already working with that may be strategically aligned, right? And I think there's even more partnership opportunities available with other corporates. And so, where Citrix is actually a non-threatening platform company, let me put it that way, as opposed to some of the others that are pretty large giants. I think y'all could act more nimbly and in greater alignment with some of the corporates out there. And that could have backflow positive implications, for Citrix business as well. So I would strongly encourage, 800 GICs here, and I would guarantee you about 200 of them are going to be looking at doing something that's going to be around the lines of, reaching out to corporates, investing, building accelerators, doing some kind of an innovation program of some kind or the other. So, that would be another area where, we could definitely help you connect. So thank you very much. I didn't want to take any more time, but wonderful program, and I look forward to working to help you strengthen and grow this in the coming batches. And thanks to Citrix for putting this together on behalf of the ecosystem and NASSCOM. Thank you.